In this lesson, we will describe the relationship among the angles formed by chords, tangents, and secants, and we will also use those relationships to solve problems. So let's explore our first rule or theorem for this lesson. In circle O, so in this circle, two chords, Kn and Lm, intersect at T. In circle P, Vx and Yz intersect at Z. So let's start by highlighting the intercepted arc. So if I look at the first circle, these two angles intercept two arcs because we have two congruent angles. This angle is equal to this angle because they are vertically opposite angles, so vertical angles are congruent. And the arcs intercepted by T is going to be those two arcs. And again, this angle is equal to this angle because they are vertical angles and they intercept those arcs. So whenever we have a Z or two chords intersecting inside the circle, then in this case, the angle formed on the inside, which is X, is going to be equal to the sum of the two intercepted arcs divided by 2. So then X is going to be A plus B divided by 2, where A represents one of the intercepted arcs, B represents the second intercepted arc. So when two chords intersect inside the circle, the measure of each angle formed is going to be the sum of the two intercepted arcs is equal to half the sum of the measures of the arcs intercepted by the angle and its vertical angle. So it's going to be half the sum. So let's go ahead and practice this concept. Solve for x in each circle below using the given information. The measurement of arc AB, so that's 98, and the measurement of arc CD, that's 124. If I want to find x, according to the rule, the angle formed by the two chords who meet inside the circle is going to be the sum. It will be half the sum. So 98 plus 124 divided by 2. And that's going to be, so 98 plus 124 divided by 2, that's going to be 111. So x is going to be 111 degrees. So every time I have two chords intersecting inside the circle, then this angle x will be equal to the sum of the intercepted arcs divided by 2, so half the sum. Now in this case, x represents an intercepted arc. The angle is 150. And the other arc is going to be 200. So according to the rule, the angle is equal half the sum, so x plus 200. Now to solve for x, I start by crossing multiplying. So 2 times 150 is 300, and then x plus 200. To solve for x, I subtract 200 from both sides, and I will get that x is equal to 100 degrees. And that's the measure of this arc. Now, so the first rule that we learned is that when you have two chords and they intersect inside the circle, then the angle formed is equal to the sum, equals half the sum of the intercepted arcs. Now the second rule, if you have two secants, or maybe like a tangent and a secant, or maybe two tangents, the angle formed outside of the circle is equal to the difference, equals half the difference. So you subtract those two arcs and then you divide by 2. So let's start by highlighting the intercepted arcs. In this example, number 1, or angle 1 is equal to this arc, so the big arc, minus the small arc divided by 2. Angle 2 is equal to the big arc minus the small arc divided by 2. Again, in here, angle 3 is going to be the big arc minus the small arc divided by 2. So whether you have two secants intersecting outside the circle, a tangent and a secant intersecting outside the circle, or two tangents intersecting outside the circle, it's the same idea. The angle formed outside the circle by two secants, two tangents, or a secant and a tangent, so in this case x, is equal to the big arc minus the small arc divided by 2. That's the rule. So if I want to complete this statement, the measure of an angle formed by secants and or tangents that intersect outside the circle is half the difference. So if the two chords intersect inside the circle, then the angle formed is equal to the half the sum. If the two secants or two tangents or a secant and a tangent meet outside the circle, the angle formed is equal to half the difference. So let's apply this by checking out some problems. Let's look at problem A. So these are two secants that intersect outside the circle. So x is going to be the big arc minus the small arc divided by 2. So let me highlight the intercepted arcs. So 124 minus 40, 124 minus 40, and then I divide by 2, and that's going to give me 42 for x. 42 degrees. That's the measure of the angle. Again, over here we know x. So the angle x is going to be the big arc minus the small arc divided by 2. Now, I don't know the big arc, but I know that all of this together is going to be 360. So in order to find the yellow highlighted arc, I can do 360 minus 115, and that's going to be 245. So you do that every time you have two tangents that intersect outside the circle. So in this case, x is going to be equal to the big arc minus the small arc divided by 2. So again, in order to find the yellow arc, I know that the whole circle is 360. If I know that that's 115, then KMJ is 360 minus 115. And that's going to be 245. So x in this case is equal to 245 minus 115 divided by 2. So 245 minus 115 divided by 2. And that's going to be 65 degrees. Now there is a shortcut to solve a problem like this. Every time I have two tangents intersecting outside the circle, then this angle and the small arc should be together, they're equal to 180. So if I know that that's 115, another way, so let me write a second method, to find x is that x is equal to 180 minus the small arc, and that's equal to 65 degrees. So that will save me time, and then I don't have to find the big arc. This happens only if you have two tangents intersecting outside the circle. In this case, the angle and the small arc add up to give you 180. So to solve for the angle, you can do 180 minus the small arc, or you can do the same thing if the small arc is unknown. So in order to find this arc, you can do 180 minus the angle. Again, this rule only works if you have two tangents intersecting outside the circle, because if you actually continue this line, you can tell that it's a tangent. And again, if you actually elongate this line, you can tell it's a tangent. Let me actually fix that. There you go, it's a tangent. So that's the second method that could save you time. Now let's move on to C. Now I know that TR and VS are congruent chords, so they're going to be equal to each other. So that means if this is 102, then the intercepted arcs are going to be congruent. So TR is going to be congruent to VS, since equal chords intercept equal arcs. So that's going to be 102 degrees as well. Now remember that the sum of all the arcs together, they should be equal to 360. So if this is 102, this is 102, and this is 28, to find arc TV, I can simply do 360 minus 102 minus 102 minus 28. So 360 minus double 102 minus 28, that's going to be equal to 128 degrees. So then if I want to find the angle formed by the two secants intersecting outside the circle, in this case the angle is equal to the big intercepted arc, so that's the 128, minus the small intercepted arc, which is 28, divided by 2. So x is going to be 50 degrees. So I hope that this video was helpful to go over the two important rules talking about angles that formed by secants, tangents, and chords, whether they meet outside or inside the circle.